Alrighty, it is 10:01, so we can get out of here on time. We're going to start. Welcome everyone to What Differentiates KEF and Why KEF versus the Rest. Your host will be Tom Rogers, our Southern Regional Sales Manager. Tom, are you there?
Yes, hello, good morning.
And myself, I'm Philandria Brown, your Dealer Relations Manager. There will be a question and answer session at the end of the presentation, so please don't be shy. Feel free to type out any questions and we'll answer them at the end. Can somebody raise your hand to let me know you can hear us? All right, got some hands up. Thank you very much. So without further ado, Tom is going to get us started. Tom, you want to take it away?
Sounds good. Thanks, Philandria. Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for taking the time to be with us. I am Tom Rogers, the Southern Regional Sales Manager, along with Philandria, and we're going to talk about why KEF is different. We'll cover a brief overview of KEF's history and company values, as well as our Tier 1 manufacturing and what that means for your customer, our Uni-Q driver technology, consistent voicing through all KEF products and why that's important, KEF sales, service, and marketing support. All of that we'll touch on today. Whenever I meet with a dealer who's interested in having a relationship with KEF, I always start my talk with them by saying that there are a lot of speaker companies out there, a lot of companies that sell speakers, and it's getting harder and harder to differentiate between them. And then I say, let me tell you why KEF is different. So that's what I'm going to do with you, is tell you why KEF is different. The history of a company is very important, particularly if that company has a history that's interesting. By you as a dealer sharing with your customer a little bit about who the company is important. It elevates your credibility in the eyes of the customer and makes that customer feel a little bit more comfortable in making a decision. So I'm going to go over a little bit about who founded KEF, when we were founded, and I'll start that right now. So KEF was founded in 1961 by Raymond Cook. There's Raymond there. He was a BBC acoustic and electrical engineer, and he was one of the first to utilize computer testing, advanced materials, standardization, all of which didn't exist in the speaker category back then. Raymond founded a modern loudspeaker design and manufacture, and really changed the industry as we know it. A quote from Raymond at the bottom: the early days of loudspeaker manufacture were dogged by lack of production consistency at every stage of the manufacturing process. This in turn held back the development of improved designs with neutral frequency balance and natural sound. He definitely was a pioneer. KEF was founded in Kent, Maidstone, England, on the grounds of Kent Engineering and Foundry, which is what KEF stands for. The foundry went away many, many, many years ago, and KEF is still located on the same spot that it was founded almost 60 years ago.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah?
I'm going to advance your slides for you. Okay?
What was that?
I'm going to advance your slides for you. Just let me know when you want me to turn to the next slide.
Okay, very good. All right. So refinements to the manufacturing process, an attention to detail and extensive testing at each stage became the cornerstone of KEF's reputation. In the late 60s, KEF began to manufacture drivers for other companies. Raymond's radical vision was to use this new income stream to invest in groundbreaking new methods of research and design for our own products. I've been to the factory and the facility in Kent, Maidstone, and all of our premium product, our reference, our blade, and our muon are handmade still to this day, the way that they were 60 years ago, but with more modern processes. Still, one person makes one speaker at a time, a very bespoke manufacturing process, which makes those products that much more special, particularly in this day of mass production. In 1979, Raymond was awarded the OBE, or the Order of the British Empire, by Queen Elizabeth II. You can see Raymond down there with Laurie Fincham greeting the Duke of Kent at KEF in Maidstone. So 6 decades of research and design, all of that is still done in Kent Maidstone. And the young gentleman there in the picture is Jack Oakley Brown, who is in charge of KEF's acoustical engineering and design. So in the 1970s, we were the first in the industry to use computers and digital measuring devices to ensure manufacturing performance and consistency. In the 70s, we were the first in the industry to use finite element analysis to simulate designs, reducing the number of prototypes needed to prove those designs, and researching alternate materials and components. Since our inception, KEF founded modern speaker design and manufacture. And we're still doing that with our factory in England, in Kent Maidstone, and our factory in China. I was at the factory in China a few years ago, and it is a state-of-the-art facility. I was extremely impressed with that facility. One of the main differences about KEF as compared to most of the other speaker companies out there is that we are a tier 1 speaker manufacturer. That means that we design, we engineer, and we manufacture virtually everything that we sell. We are an OEM manufacturer with some things, but with KEF as our only consumer brand, we do all of the design, all of the engineering, and the manufacturing. There are 2 other tiers, a tier 2 company and tier 3, which most of the speaker companies out there are, not all, but most, where there is virtually no manufacturing done, but reliance on OEM manufacturers around the world. We also have a sister company, Celestion. Celestion was founded in 1924, and Celestion is on our commercial side. So I guess you've been to a concert or rock show and you've seen Marshall speaker stacks on the stage or Fender speaker stacks on the stage. Both of those companies utilize Celestion drivers. So we are involved in a lot more than just consumer-oriented audio. We are involved in the music industry on the pro sound side, and Celestion is a big part of that business for us. This is our product ecosystem. The important takeaway here, and that I always like to bring up when I'm talking to dealer prospects, is because we are tier 1 and our product ranges from $250,000 a pair in the muons to the $30,000 range for the blades and the $8,000 to $20,000 range for reference. The engineers that create that product are the same engineers that create our 5 1/4 inch $150 in-ceiling speaker. The importance there is there's a consistency and a continuity in engineering and in design from the very top to the very bottom, and it's uninterrupted. We control it all of our engineers are behind it, so that results in a superior quality and a consistent performance level, regardless of the price point that you spend with KEF. That is in my mind, that is a huge takeaway with being a tier 1 company, with having our own engineering departments and controlling that aspect of our manufacture. So in summary, the KEF brand, product, experience, and values, a 60-year-old British loudspeaker manufacturer dedicated to pushing the boundaries of audio research and development. consistent control of the entire manufacturing process to ensure quality, and we will always use materials that push the boundaries of acoustic excellence. What does this mean for you and your customer? The brands you represent you. That is a big statement, and it holds true when you're engaging a customer. Knowing something about the brands that you carry and represent, and that having those brands consistently provide quality in manufacture and quality in performance sheds a positive light to that customer about your brand and about your company. Pride of ownership, pride of dealership. You as a dealer need to differentiate who you are among your competition. Align yourself with brands that differentiate. In summary, knowing a little bit about the company's history, as we've gone over here today, knowing something about what that company does, and with KEF, our tier 1 manufacturing processes all strengthen that in regards to you and your brand, and how you come across to the customers. The biggest difference with KEF over the competition out there is our driver design, is Uni-Q. Uni-Q solves a problem. Uni-Q is a unique driver design. It is a unique sonic experience, and it is different when you sit and listen to a KEF loudspeaker compared to a more conventional driver. It all comes down to timing, the relationship between when a sound leaves the speaker and when it arrives at your ear. It's simple. If a sound leaves at the same time from different positions, the sound arrives at your ears at different times. So Uni-Q is where we take the tweeter and we put it at the acoustic center of the mid-range. As you can see there, the tweeter is located right at the center. So it's basically creating a point source. So all sound is emitting from a single point in space and time, and it arrives to your ears at the same time. To further illustrate that, here we have two pictures. We have a picture of a body of water and a single droplet being dropped in, and you can see the uniform sound waves emitting from that single droplet of water. This represents a Uni-Q sound wave dispersion. On the other picture, you can see two droplets of water, and what happens when the waves emit from each point of contact. Well, you get interference. Waves are coming in against each other, and that's what happens with traditional drivers. So if we look at an animation here, you can see a traditional speaker, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this when you're setting up a pair of traditional loudspeakers. You're going to establish a sweet spot. So you're going to sit in between the two speakers, and then you're going to angle them and move them and position them so that everything sounds great at that particular point. Move your head or move your body over off axis, and everything changes. It's no longer the same. With Uni-Q's wide sonic dispersion, off-axis listening is excellent. So you can sit in between or off-axis to the left or off-axis to the right and still have the same sonic experience. And that is a result of the wide sonic dispersion of Uni-Q, particularly in distributed audio, architectural. So if you have a traditional loudspeaker and you place it into the ceiling, that sweet spot is again very narrow, and moving around the room, the sound begins to change depending upon where you are in that room. And with Uni-Q, with wide sonic dispersion, the coverage within that room is much more effective. So as that customer moves around that room, the sonic experience is maintained regardless of where that position is. So when I started selling KEF back in 1983, I worked for a very well-known retailer. And it was a very competitive sales floor, very fast, all with very good professionals, very good sales team, very good sales training. When KEF introduced Uni-Q in 1988, I was still on the sales floor, so I had to come up with something to tell my customers about what Uni-Q was, why it was different, and give me an edge over the other guys on the floor, because none of them had come up with it. So what I came up with, and this is just my way of describing what Uni-Q is, but I think it keeps it simple, and there's a big precept in successful selling called KISS, which is keep it simple, stupid. And I decided to do that, and consumers really appreciated it. So what I came up with was that a Uni-Q driver is like your mouth. You don't have three mouths. You don't have a mouth with high frequencies, a mouth with mid frequencies, and a mouth with low frequencies. You have one mouth, and all sound is emitted from that one point in space and time, a point source. The Uni-Q driver does the same thing. So when I speak to you, my voice is very open, and it's very wide, and it's very big, and it covers a large area. The Uni-Q driver does exactly the same thing. So people understood that. Uni-Q made sense to them, and I found it really easy to describe what this incredible technology was in the simplest of terms, and I still use that today. So everything starts with the Uni-Q. So there is not one single Uni-Q driver. Because we are tier 1, we can purpose build drivers for whatever product we want. You'll find that the driver in an LS50 and the driver in an R300 may look similar, but they are not similar. The Uni-Q driver in a Blade is not the same Uni-Q driver that's in a reference. So we have the advantage of being able to engineer our drivers for a particular purpose, for a particular performance range. And that's an advantage that KEF has over other companies, because most other companies don't make their drivers. They rely on an OEM manufacturer. They don't have the luxury of being able to do that. So with KEF, again, another difference, another thing that makes us different. One is the Uni-Q driver itself, and two, the fact that because we are tier 1, we can make purpose-built drivers for whatever product that we want. So the key was to develop a driver capable of delivering crisp, natural sound across a wide area as possible. A coaxial driver can't do it. A coplanar configuration can't do it. The solution is a coincident array. The high frequency and mid frequency drivers reside together on the same X, Y, and Z axis. This coincident design is the core principle behind Uni-Q. So I hope you understand what Uni-Q is a little bit better, and I hope that you utilize Uni-Q in presenting KEF to your customers, and pay attention the next time you listen to KEF at how open and wide and big the sound stage is and the images, and it's all as a result of Uni-Q. So another really important fact of having the Uni-Q driver is consistent voicing. So KEF speakers feature consistent voicing throughout all product ranges. Virtually every speaker we make, save maybe a couple of models because of size, has Uni-Q. So because Uni-Q has a specific sonic signature, whatever level of product range you use throughout a house, you're going to have that KEF sound wherever you go. So as that customer moves from room to room throughout a house that has KEF, regardless of the performance level of the price range, that customer is not going to be disappointed and is going to feel and experience that Uni-Q sound. So mixing and matching ranges is possible through KEF's traditional and architectural ranges, and whole home audio sounds consistent in every room. Again, here is the product range, so you can see Uni-Q in our Muon and Blade, in our reference series, in our R series, in our Q series, in our LS products, in our architectural products, our theater products, all utilize Uni-Q. So a summary: Uni-Q technology and consistent voicing, wider soundstage, excellent off-axis response allows for easier positioning and a better overall experience. Bespoke Uni-Q drivers are created for each product line, not copy and pasted from one series to another. Can mix and match product series with confidence that the sonic signature will not change from room to room. So what does this mean for you and your customer? All will be immensely impressed with the sound quality, allows for more forgiving installation placement options, and regardless of the performance level of the product, the customer is going to hear and experience a similar sound in every room, regardless of the level of product in that room. Expectations will always be met or exceeded, and that is the important part, because if expectations are not met, it's going to reflect on you, the dealer, more than it is on us. So it's very important for you, the dealer, to be able to install products that are going to meet and exceed the expectations of that customer. So now I'm going to turn this over to Philandria, who is our dealer support and concierge, and she's going to go over some of the marketing support, service support elements of what makes KEF different from many of the other companies out there that we're very proud of. So Philandria, take it away.
Thank you, Tom. As your dealer relations manager, I can tell you that we're committed to your business success with superior support, sales, and service and marketing. To us, it's a partnership. So we look at ourselves as your personal concierge. So one of the initiatives we have is Amplify Your Voice. It's a program called Amplify Your Voice. We harness the power of content, but we do it in ways from high resolution images, blogs, even KEF original content. We want to make sure that your websites and your engagement of your customer stays fresh and current all the time. Our marketing department is committed to helping your business by finding clever and innovative ways to grow customer awareness and drive traffic your way. So one way is by sending us pictures of your showrooms, installations, events that you're hosting, or you can tag us in some relevant social media posts. We'll amplify your message to the massive KEF audience. Within our direct dealer loyalty program, our top tier dealers do receive customized marketing, such as regional email blasts and some national print and advertising. We also offer product training. As you can see, we have webinars. We also have a content database where you can access these trainings. And all your salesperson can assist you with access if you need access to these programs. So our document library, one of the things we have is a KEF document library. It is a print-friendly, proposal-ready documents are housed on our document library of products, specs, and even CAD drawings. Also, we have a dedicated service team based right here in the US, in New Jersey, ready to assist you with any questions. They are very easy to reach. They can be called, emailed, chatted, whatever works for you conveniently. And they don't answer, they'll get right back to you. So we also have what's called a system design assistance. So we're aware that you may need assistance with some of our products. Our team has a multitude of experience and are available to collaborate with home theater, distributed audio, and system design, even offer acoustic advice if it's needed. Our sales team, not to call you guys old, Tom, so
it's okay. I am.
Multitudes of experience, okay, in the audio industry, in system sales, theater design, and why not take advantage of it? It is at your disposal. Please utilize it. Whether it is theater design or even just help closing a sale, you can contact your regional manager with questions, to enhance your profits, for product, for any job. What can help you design something like a good, better, best proposal for your customer so you can sell up. All this comes back to is selling up. I'm here as your dealer relations manager as another outlet for you for any kind of questions. Just a contact person additional. Your regional sales manager is normally your main contact, but I'm here with any kind of other assistance that I can offer. And we want to really make sure that you understand that we are available for you and actually available to help you with anything. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. So Tom, you want to take this last slide for me?
Sure. So the power of KEF history, technologies, and company. With KEF's technology, you will always be able to meet or exceed your customers' expectations. Don't be afraid to sell from the top down, because it is difficult to sell from the bottom up. So you can sell with confidence because of KEF's lineage or engineering and historical accolades. You should have the confidence to be able to sell from the top. Proven excellence, 5-star reviews, thousands of awards, 60-year pedigree, performance and value at every price point to help you exceed customer expectations. Not only do we help raise your average selling price with confidence to sell more expensive, better sounding gear, but also provide support to help you be successful and marketing support to help you spread the word about your business. So I hope that you got a little bit of something out of here of what makes KEF different and how that can help you and your company succeed. So if there are any questions, please submit them and we'll do our best to get them answered for you.
And I'll start off with a question. I'm going to start by asking our audience, what can we do to help you be more successful? To help improve your business? What can we do to drive traffic to your door? While those questions, I'm going to check for questions here and see if we have any. And I don't see any so far. Let's see what we got here. All right. I have no. Okay. How do we gain access to the KEF document database? Well, Russ, the FTP site is available. It's normally on most of the communications that go out with from KEF America. There is a link to the FTP site in there. What we can do is, it's also part of our marketing support guide that went out. I can always send that to you as well. It's not a problem. It is available. It's part of all the training and high res images are all sitting on the FTP site. So we can automatically, it goes out. I can send it to you after this program though. Next question. In a world where most people don't ask what specific brands, how do you make KEF relative? Tom?
How do you make KEF relative? Well, it is you, as the dealer, who is going to present to the customer those products that you support and that you are behind. By doing so with confidence and presenting yourself as the expert, most consumers are going to take what you say and what you present and be comfortable with it. And if you know a little bit about the brands, that you support, and if you support those brands and present them with authority and with expertise to your customer, I don't see there being a problem. It's the same way when I worked on the retail sales floor. Customers would come in from being at other stores and seeing other products. And if you were confident in your presentation, if you were knowledgeable in the products that you were presenting, and you provided the excitement and the emotion and support behind it, normally that customer was comfortable in purchasing from you.
Yes, a customer knows how you feel, and when you speak with passion. They know when you feel a brand is superior. They can tell it. I know in my dealings, I've had the same experience where I can tell when somebody is actually standing behind what they're trying to sell me, or just trying to go through the motions. We can provide I got a question about, can we provide us with the extensions of the different departments? And that's in your quick contact guide. No problem. We can send that out as well to you, Russell. Russ asks, are there any plans for new products in the reference line?
Not currently.
I didn't think so. Adrian asked to receive information on the library, on the document library. We can send all this out in our post, an email that's following the webinar. We can send this information out. Is KEF carried by any of the big box stores? If so, what part of the KEF line do they have access to?
We have a relationship with the Magnolia Design Centers, and they have access to all of it. That relationship has proven to be a boon to business for our dealers. Most of our dealers are strong with the product, strong with the installation, procedures and processes. So consumers, when they go to the design center, will ultimately go to our dealer locator to find a direct KEF dealer. And our direct dealers have benefited from this relationship. They have sold more KEF. The brand awareness that we get from our relationship is priceless, and it's fantastic. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, I'm trying to read one from Reginald. It says, based upon speakers, are there certain electronics that preferred when the product was originally voiced? I think that's what the question is. Reginald, okay. I'll come back to that one. Can you answer that? I'm not quite sure exactly what he's asking.
Good quality electronics is what is required. We don't recommend any brand or support any brand in particular to drive our speakers. But what I would say is that high quality amplification and high quality electronics are always going to reproduce the signal as best as possible for that speaker to be able to reproduce that information accurately.
All right, here's another one. How good are your subwoofers? Which ones do you pair with which speakers?
Our subwoofer designs have been totally redone within the last year. We offer a series of very affordable and high performance subwoofers that we call Cube. We have an 8-inch, we have a 10-inch, and we have a 12-inch. They retail for $500, $600, and $700 respectively. All have updated and improved amplifiers. digital signal processing, and they'll work well with any of our product. We did introduce at CEDIA last year a high performance subwoofer that we call the KEF 92. It retails for $2,000, and it has two 500-watt amplifiers driving two 9-inch woofers. I just purchased one personally that I have at home, and it is a fantastic subwoofer. So yes, we have improved our subwoofers. We have compared them against all of our competition and feel quite confident that we are as good as you're going to get in that range.
Tom, we cut out when you were talking about the KF 92. Can you repeat that part? The voice went out.
Oh, okay. We just introduced a higher performance subwoofer called the KF 92 at $2,000 retail. Totally redesigned from the ground up. It is two 9-inch woofers with two 500-watt amplifiers. It is a fantastic subwoofer. I just purchased one for myself. I have one at home that I drive with my Reference 1 speakers, and it is a fantastic subwoofer. So KEF has redesigned and introduced a brand new series of subwoofers, and we have more to come. Stay tuned.
Where are the Q ports located from Kenneth?
Where are the what?
Cube ports, P-O-R-T-S.
There are no ports. The cubes are sealed subwoofers.
Okay. What about, this is about outdoor speakers. He writes that it seems to be, this is Reginald, a weakness in the lineup, not the performance, just the lineup, but expansiveness. Are any plans to improve or expand our outdoor speakers?
Yes, KEF is working right now in creating additional outdoor speaker solutions. So yes, we are aware of that, and yes, we are working on it. I know that it has been approved and it's in process. So I would expect in the near future that you will start to see something coming from us. But yes, we hear you, and yes, something is definitely in the works.
All right, here's another question from Glenn. Can I mix and match different KEF series models?
It depends, but yes, of course you can. Because the Uni-Q is the driver that we use in virtually everything that we make, you can of course mix and match. So, you know, particularly when it comes to architectural, that's quite common to use a higher performance in ceiling or in wall speaker for a room where listening requirements are more serious. And let's say less expensive speakers in areas where it might not be so. And the big advantage of having Uni-Q is that as that customer goes from one room to the next, the similar sonic signature of Uni-Q is not going to diminish. So that experience is going to be maintained wherever they go in the house. But yes, of course you can.
Mark bought the KF 92. He said it's a great sub. He loves it.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, so it says, Reginald has another question. Is the KF 92, would it be comparable to what audio product? It's kind of jumped up here. Let's start with, do you have any plans to update the LS50 wireless to allow you to turn it on from the remote app?
They are constantly working to KEF is always looking at improving our products. We're always looking at bringing new products out. So you will always see from KEF new product introductions, new engineering advancements, and so forth. So nothing specific to address to that question, but in general, yes, you will see improvements coming new models coming, always from us, yes. One of the advantages of being a tier 1 company and the fact that we do manufacture, design, engineer, and manufacture what we sell is that we're constantly in that mode of engineering and designing. So yes.
Next question from Bob. Any updates on pre-construction brackets?
Yes, new construction brackets are being redesigned as we speak. And you will see new construction brackets from us shortly.
Okay, so Tom, I found out that the latest firmware for the LS50 does allow you to wake it up from the app, from the IP control.
Okay.
Next
Good.
question. Do we have a salesman accommodation program?
Yes, we do. So the best thing to do is to reach out to your regional sales manager from KEF, and we can provide you with an accommodation form. And on that form, we'll list the discounts and the process for you to make an accommodation purchase.
What is your overview on ceiling versus Dolby Atmos enabled performance?
In ceiling is always the best for getting Atmos effect. And it just so happens that the KEF Uni-Q is the ideal driver configuration for Atmos. Because of the wide sonic dispersion of the Uni-Q and the fact that Atmos is not a channel-specific effect, but more of an object-specific effect, that wide sonic dispersion truly benefits Atmos. As a matter of fact, Dolby uses our speakers for many of their Atmos demonstrations for that reason.
So I have another answer for Russell about the firmware. Russell, you can call up the service department. It was about the LS50 wireless. And you can call up the service department and give them your serial number so you can make sure that your LS50 wireless do have the capability for the firmware, if the firmware is already installed or not, to be able to wake your speakers up from the app. Okay, so here's the question from Reginald. The KF92, what REL or JL audio subs would be comparable to the KEF subs?
I don't know the REL models or the JL models, but I would look for something in and around that comparable price range. So I know that we used REL samples and JL samples in creating the KF92. So I think we would perform admirably against any model in and around that performance level.
I also want to point out that we are going to have a subwoofer webinar. So Reginald, I think you should really attend that one. You get a lot of information out of that one. I did have two more questions. One is about, are there any plans for a active floor standard speaker, or are we expanding our powered speaker line at any point? I know we are planning on.
Yeah, you will see an expansion in that category. I don't have any specific information as to the type of models that you're going to see, but I can assure you that KEF is working on that, and that you will see in the future more products in that category.
All righty. I think we got most of all of the questions here. Yes, we got all of the questions. And we're going to send out a follow-up email with the information that was requested on access to the FTP site and the marketing support guide. And yes, Reginald, we will be having there are several webinars out there. You can have you're asking this pre-construction bracket question. We are working on our pre-construction brackets, as Tom just said. So if you follow our other webinars and sign up for other webinars, you're going to get a lot of information out of it. So Tom, I would like to thank everybody. I would like to thank
you all.
our audience, for being our partners. And please look out for our future webinars that are coming up later on in May and June. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at the number listed on your screen. I am your dealer relations manager, so I'm really your contact person for anything in-house. And Tom, as your senior, as our sales manager, is available as well. And we want to thank you all for attending.
Thank you all very much. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you, everyone.